with us, we have three very, you know, very successful three people who have nailed it in the last year in terms of CAT. And I have, advertised their percentiles in the poster. So we all know that they have done very good job then there. So starting with, right. So we have Mannat Kaur. Mannat is right now a part of IIM Calcutta, and she has scored a very good percentile last year. We have Tejas, who is from MDI Gurgaon, which is another very good B school. And it's been a year since he has been part of that esteemed B school. And we have Sahil. And Sahil is from FMS, one of the best institutes in terms of ROI, placed in the heart of the country. So they all three have been, part of very good college. So because my focus is going to be on GDPI preparation, my very first question is giving a good introduction, because that is, what is the first communication that you have in life in general, either it is interview or it is any other platform. So what we can do is we will start with any of you, all three of you. So give a good introduction about yourself, and then we can, talk about tips and tricks. And if anyone wants to be part of that, you can, comment with your introduction, and we can look further to that. So let's start with, lady first. So let's start with Mannat. Just a small introduction so that our students know us better.
Right. So I'll use the introduction that I used during my B school interviews so that you get an idea of what I spoke there. So my name is Mannat. I was born and raised in Chandigarh. And after completing my schooling from here, I went on to pursue BE in computer science from Punjab University's Hoshiarpur Regional Center. And there in the second year, I also started off with my own NGO with a team of 8 members, where we worked for farmers' upliftment and women empowerment. And I was also a co-founder of a startup in the final year of my graduation. So this is something that I spoke during my B school interviews. And in the final year, I gave CAT, and now I'm here in IIM Calcutta.
Perfect. Short and crisp. Tejas or Sahil? Alphabetically, let's go with Sahil.
Yeah, thanks, Palash. So regarding my introduction that I used during my these college interviews, I started with, I am Sahil Singla. I hail from Bathinda, Punjab. I am a computer science graduate from IIIT Hyderabad. During my graduation, I was involved in the social services activities under the National Service Scheme. The feeling of satisfaction and the visualization of the impact of my actions on the society encouraged me to go for civil services examination after the college. During my civil services preparation, I learned how to connect different domains such as polity, economy, social, etc. to come to a holistic solution to a problem. The preparation phase also made me a disciplined early riser, which helped me enjoy my 5 a.m. nature trails and cycling. This routine gives me a fresh perspective daily, and the exercise regime vitalizes me with positive energy. These experiences made me a person who has a well structured thought process and tries to make decisions based on a well researched facts. So, this is my introduction while I was sitting for the college interviews.
Impressive. Tejas, you're next.
Yeah, okay. So hello everyone, I'm Tejas Nagpal. I pursued mechanical engineering from Punjab Engineering College, Chandigarh. So I'm a national level chess player. I have always been a part of my chess team for like the school chess team. I've managed my college's chess team, and now I'm the leader of, I'm the team captain as well as the sports captain in MDI's chess team. Apart from that, coming to my academic qualifications, so I'm an NTSC scholar. I secured an AIR 208, and I also hold a scholarship for the same. Apart from that, I have cracked other exams as well, and like I had an AIR of 13 in International Mathematics Olympiad. So apart from that, I did an internship in digital marketing, and therefore I just wanted to pursue it further, and that was the reason why I wanted to go for an MBA immediately after finishing my college. So yeah, that was about me.
So great. All the participants who have been hearing us, first of all, I know now you will have many more questions after the introductions. So before we go on that, if you can quickly tell us exactly what you want to know in terms of, giving an introduction, how to show your skills, strengths, weakness, so that we will get an idea of, which, because of the constraint of time, we won't be able to take exact your questions. So if you can give those topics, I'll ask the speakers to talk on that, right? Before we go on that, I have some topics which I thought will be important. So the first topic which I thought is very important is work experience. To be very honest, when you look at a candidate, his work experience is something which gives you a very good idea in a job interview, right? So how important is talking about work experience when you are giving a B school interview? Any one of you, you can start. If you're done, the other one can add to that. So the floor is open. I have some specific questions also, but this is a general one.
Yeah, Palash, actually, before coming to the work experience question, can I add something into the introduction part?
Yes, please.
Yeah, first of all the aspirants have to understand that the tell me about yourself is basically the first question that generally comes in an interview. And this is where a candidate can mold the interview in his own direction. From the interviewer's point of sight, they are just looking for something unique in you, and it is your strength. It is the best question for you because you can tell the interviewer your strength, and you can mold the whole interview in the next for the next 20 or 30 minutes. So that is what. And in this, they already know about your CADs through the form and other things. So they want to see something personal to you. So you have to show your personality to them, the strengths in your personality. So that is what I want to add.
Yeah, adding on to this,
Correct.
I'd like to also
Yes.
mention that during your introduction, so basically they are just buying some time before they start rushing through your CV or whatever form that you filled there. So in order to drive in towards your direction, the interview, there might be some points that you're not very confident on, whatever you filled in the form. So in order to do that, you have to give them something interesting that they can catch up on or they can get hooked on. So just make sure that while you're giving your introduction, you're saying something interesting. Now during my time, even I thought that there is nothing so interesting in my profile that I might be able to pull that off, but that's not true. Anybody and everybody has done something or the other in their life through which they can showcase that they are exceptional, they have very strong qualities in them. So basically they're just looking for threads to hold, and that is the way that you can take the interview in your own hands and take it for the entire course.
Right. So Tejas, don't you think that we have just busted one of the myths? A lot of students think that work experience nahi hai, to ab hum kya bolenge, right? So, as very rightly said by Sahil, the interviewers, they're just looking for something that is unique to the candidate. And if you have something which stands out, I don't think you need work experience to be confident in the interview. So Tejas, quickly, you can tell me your views that, how important is it, or, can we survive without the work experience?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, even I did not have work experience that actually counts. I did an internship that was a part of my college's semester project. So yes, I mean, whatever you put in your introduction, you have to be very confident with that. Everything should be covered on your tips, and WorkX does. I mean, it can just give you certain points, but it just adds onto your scope. You have to cover that thing as well properly, and you should be confident in whatever topics you present. WorkX just becomes another topic that you have presented to your to the guy who's taking the interview, and even if it is not there, you have other things in there in your introduction, and you can really cover up on that.
Great. So, in the comments now, you can quickly share if you have any question on work experience, because this was something which a lot of students were bringing up, that, we do not have any workx. How long should the intro be? Okay, Ravi, we will take that question. Introduction wala. If you have observed the three speakers, their introduction was very prepared, right? It was crisp and it was already prepared. So that is something which is very important, because they cannot, just prepare it right now. So after you give a couple of interviews, it's already prepared with you. Right. So second myth that we have, it is the GK section. Personally, I do not feel that I'm, let's not talk about Sahil for a moment, because he has been preparing for a very different thing. But most of us do not feel very confident about our general knowledge, and it kind of, hampers that confidence if something about the current issue is being discussed, something like that. So there's a myth that you need to be very, an expert in the current affairs. So we will take Sahil at the end. So Mannat and Tejas, what is your take about this?
Yeah, this I can totally talk about, because I was very terrified whenever it came to GK. I did not like reading the newspaper. I was not very well versed with whatever was going on in the world around. So this was one thing that Sahil helped me in fact, and his UPSC preparation did add on. So he recommended that I go on to the YouTube channels of IAS coaching institutes. Like for example, I referred to Study IQ. So through Study IQ, everything that was given in the video format in like 5 or 10-minute videos, that helped me at least get to know what is going on in the world. They gave it in a very, very easy language, and they broke down everything. So that helped. And second very important thing, during our time, we had Anup sir, and he taught us the GK topics and everything. So he gave us a comprehensive list of 50 topics. And trust me, all the GDs and all my interview questions were based only on those 50 topics. So at that time, it was related to budget. There was some 5-year plan of India to become a trillion-dollar economy, or just some other related topics. So all my GD topics were only from these 50 topics. So if you cover these, and if you just go through these small videos of 5 or 10 minutes from channels like Study IQ or Drishti IAS, that should suffice. I mean, at least it did for me. So
right. Great. And Tejas?
Yeah, so yes, I mean, even I went through that list of 50 topics. So let's be honest, I mean, we can't all cover the entire 50 topics, and you can definitely go through the material online, as Mannat also pointed out, through those YouTube videos and all. Even I used to read newspaper and go through editorials, and I had been doing so for a long time. So I had that thing that GK was not much of a problem for me. Apart from that, during the month of January, you have to be like on your toes. You have to cover those topics, and if some topic comes up that you're not very familiar with, that's all right. You can, if it comes up during a GD, you can listen to others, and then you can build up your own points and your own inferences from the same. This way, if it comes up during the interview, you have to be very honest. You can just let the interviewer know that you're not well aware of the topic, and I guess that is the best thing to do at that very moment. So even then, you can the interviewer would lead you to some other topic, and then you can go about it. So yeah.
So, after what you have said, Mannat and Tejas, I think that one should very well be prepared with the current affairs, because you cannot just go without knowing what is happening and participate in a GD. And Tejas has very nicely brought it up that, there will be times when you don't know anything about the topic. So at that time, either you can be more observant, or, just be okay with not knowing everything about the topic. So that is great. That is another myth that a lot of students face, that you need to be very good with general knowledge. So Sahil, my question for you is that, with whatever time is left now, most of the interviews will start happening from Feb starting only, right? So how to use these 15 to 20 days for someone who knows, very less about his GK, how to use this time effectively?
Okay, Palash. So regarding the general knowledge, yeah, it's definitely a very big topic for the freshers mainly, because they in college they haven't read any newspaper. Most of the students have. I can take the example of Mannat. Thank you, Mannat, for the consideration. But still, As Manath has said, students can go for online YouTube videos. They are uploaded daily on a daily basis, and those 20 to 30 minutes of YouTube videos contains the crux of all the editorial pages from mainly Indian Express or the Hindu. So in that way, they can get accustomed to the to the current affairs that are going on a daily basis. Now, second part is, let's take an example that a topic comes in GD that you are on general knowledge and you are not aware of that in any sense. So it's a totally new topic. So in that case, the first thing you have to do, you have to listen to the other people. Like Tejas has said that you have to listen to what others are doing, others are saying, and make a list of all those while in the GD. And at the end of the GD, try to conclude the GD, so that that around 30 to 40 seconds of conclusion will make a mark in the mind of the invigilator or the moderator. So in the GD, they can handle this, the general knowledge part through online YouTube videos and listening to others while in the GD. Now, in case of personal interviews, if you are fresher, then it is definitely the case that the interviewer will not expect that you will know everything about the world, what is happening in the world. Like I have prepared for civil services for 5 years. So it is my duty or responsibility, as I can say, that I have to know about the current affairs, because it will be expected from me, because I have prepared for civil services for a long time. But for freshers, if you don't know about, let's say, as we are going through the COVID era and the vaccines have come, the co-vaccine or any other vaccine that has been approved by the government, and in the interview you will be if you are asked about those vaccines and you don't know, then that will be a bad impression on you for the interviewers, because you should know at least something about it. But still, if you are not able to recall at that point of time because of pressure or something, just say to the interviewer, sir, I don't know, or ma'am, I don't know. That will suffice, as you will not be saying any rubbish in front of them. You can just say sorry for this. So that's how I think the students can prepare for the GK part.
Right. So थोड़े बहुत questions ले लेते हैं, ठीक है? तो एक question है जो कि साहिल सर के लिए ही है. How useful are these Manorama and Arihant books? अगर हम जल्दी ले लेते हैं questions, right?
Is it for general knowledge?
Yes.
I haven't read these books in my life, Manorama and Arihant.
In fact, yeah. So this shows that, Anupam, you don't need to go an extra mile, and unless you have something which Sahil has been preparing for, if your profile is like that, it's very nicely he has said it, that if you are expected to know because you have been preparing, so it gives a very good impression that, let's share something which even the interviewer doesn't know. But for Mannat, Tejas and me, if we have been asked something, if we know the basics of it, if we know what we have, a common person, a common aspiring manager would know, then that will suffice. So my suggestion would be, please don't go for such heavy books. This is not a time to focus on that. Rather, जैसे मन्नत ने भी बताया, go for crux, go for some, internet is full of, very useful resources. So go for that. Yojana, I think ये भी कोई वही होगी फिर. This is also
actually it's a government published magazine that is generally related to government schemes. The thing is, actually, if you are having a gap, like I had a gap of 6 years. I literally had a gap of 6 years while preparing for civil services, till the time from the time I graduated from my undergrad college and till I sat for the interviews. So I was expected to know about general knowledge questions. So for you, if you are a fresher, then these Yojana, Manorama, these books are not worth, because you don't have a lot of time. You have a certain specified number of days and number of hours per day. So you have to prioritize yourself, your study. So in that way, just go for online YouTube videos. That will and make some notes if you can, so that at the end you can revise. Like for example, the vaccine part, you can revise at least the name of the vaccine and who is manufacturing that vaccine in India. That will suffice, I think, for you. So yeah.
Yes, I think Anupam, you got an idea, and others also. There's no harm in knowing extra stuff. You should definitely go for that. But priority, smart work is important. Hard work से ज़्यादा important है smart work कि हम हर चीज में ना घुसे, right? So, okay. So, Lakshay, I think India-based current affairs or worldwide. I think worldwide because you should definitely know about your country, but country is part of the world. So, हमें सब पता होना चाहिए. Justify YMBA. हाँ, ये अच्छा सवाल है अनुज का. ये मैं खुद भी पूछने वाला था साहिल से. तो साहिल, how do you justify year gaps? वो भी इतना लंबा. What kind of questions are you asked? थोड़ा सा बताओ उस बारे में.
Mainly my first question is like in most of the interviews, like I had given around 6 to 7 interviews while in different colleges, and the first question in most of the interviews was like that: you graduated in 2014 and it's 2020, and you have no work experience. So what were you doing? So I rightly said that, sir, I was preparing for civil services. So the next question is, so you are preparing for 5 years for the civil services? So I said, yes, sir. I had given 4 attempts, and after going through all the 4 attempts, I got to know that this is not my cup of tea. So I have to change my career. So then the next question is, why MBA now? So for that, my answer is, sir, after leaving the UPSC part, so I looked around, I talked to my friends and my relatives who are working in the private sector. So after talking to them, I got to know that the MBA career is also a very bright one. And my ultimate goal is to have a positive impact on the society. That was the main goal behind which I was preparing for civil services. So for to achieve that goal, I'll be able to, I can do that also by going through the MBA part. Because while working in, what actually are you doing after MBA? You are working for a private company, but and you are maintaining the products of that company for the welfare of the people. So in this way, I used to mold my answers in such a way that I was connecting the whole my whole like 10 to 15 years of my journey from school to college, undergrad, then why civil services and why MBA. So there was a constant, you can say, a unique part, central part. So that was to have a positive impact on the society. So that was seen in every part of my life. So in that way, I was able to handle my why MBA question.
Nice. In fact, had I been an interviewer, I also got a satisfactory answer. You cannot dodge these questions. A lot of people are asking that if you have a partial answer, should we tell or avoid? You should not have this habit of avoiding. जैसे साहिल ने भी बोला अभी, he accepted, yes, I have been preparing, and you should be proud about that. And then he very smartly connected it with his MBA dream. So that's how you take care of your gap. And if Sahil can pitch his 5-year gap, I think we can easily pitch our 1 or 2 year gaps, right? So that is the very satisfactory answer we got. Now let's move on to Tejas. Tejas, I was reading about your profile and I got to know that you are a national level chess player, right? How do you pitch that? How do you make use of that in your candidature?
So like I had, put it in two ways. One as a team captain, second as an organizer or a manager. So like talking about as a manager, I would, conduct tournaments. I had to interact with sports captains from other colleges. I would have to interact with the entire management of my college to conduct a tournament. You have to make the entire arrangements. You have to check whether the inventory, the trophies, etc., everything is available or not. So as a one, you act as a manager. Secondly, as a team captain, so like I always used to put one such case, and I'll put it here. As a team captain, my team had 6 players, and I had to choose any 4. So I had to do some proper research about my opponents, that what are their strengths, what are their weaknesses. I had to look into the record, the history of my players and their players, and what has been the best possible combination for our team players to play. And accordingly, I will have to choose 4 out of the 6. Now, somewhat along these lines, I had to make sure that every team player had every member of my team was happy in a way that no one gets demotivated if one does not get to play in a match or so. So I had to be very much cautious about such things, and thus I would portray these two facts in front of my interview, and that mostly worked for me.
Right. So, Sahil, had you been a very average chess player and had you played a very little bit of chess, how would would you have been able to pitch it like that? Because this is another myth that we're talking about. People think that if they're talking about their interest as a chess
Yeah,
player, then they
Palash.
have to be a master player. So, is it true? Or if you dabble as a guitarist, then also you can talk about it. तेजस से ही पूछते हैं. तेजस, do you have to be master of your skills to pitch that in an interview?
No, I mean, like I've put it, I could be well in the conducting team or the organizing team. You just have to, no matter what hobby you have, you just have to put it in a way. You have to, link a story. And I'm pretty much sure if you have a hobby, if you have an interest, you must have had some background to it. You're not always into playing or the lead role in any of the team, even if you're into drums or etc. So you can always probably link it to the managerial side. And I mean, they are looking for managers, definitely not for chess players. So that would, stand better out for me. And that would go along well with the interviewers, that this guy already has some experience in management and thus they would like to take you more.
All right.
Yeah.
So
Hi,
Ravi
Palash.
is saying,
Am I
yes,
audible
yes,
now?
yes, go on. हाँ,
Yeah,
बिल्कुल.
actually, could you please repeat the question which you asked to me, because there was internet connectivity issue.
हाँ. So Sahil, we were talking about that, Tejas is a very fine chess player and he talks about that in his interview. But if you are not that good, that you haven't played it on a national level or you are not master of your skills, then there's a myth that you should not talk about it in an interview unless you're very good at it. So ऐसा जरूरी है क्या?
Actually, I don't think so, because a hobby is something like you like to do it. You like to if chess is your hobby, then it generally means that you like the sport very much, and whenever you get a time, you go for chess. So yeah, if the interviewer is asking about some rules regarding the chess, then that yes, you have to know about those rules because it's your hobby. And if you are not knowing those, then it's a bad impression again. But if they are asking any out of the box question regarding chess from all over the world, and at that moment, if you're not able to recall the answer for that, then you just have to manage the situation. They are looking for stressful questions to put you in stressful situations, so that they can see how are you managing those situations. So you have to, at that point, you have to manage the situation by just saying that sorry sir, I'm not able to recall it, or I'm not able, I don't know about it. So that will suffice the answer as of now. There are some questions from the GK part also, which were asked to me during my interviews. And if I'm not able to recall, I just say, sir, I'm sorry, I'm not able to recall at this point of time. So that I believe that will suffice the answer.
Right. That is also very important to know that, accepting it is better than faking it. तो अच्छी बात है साहिल, गुड टू ऐड. अंशुल ने पूछा है कि डिस्ट्रिक्ट लेवल चेस प्लेयर हूं बट कॉलेज में नहीं खेला है तो उसको कैसे पिच करूं. तेजस एक बार जल्दी से आप एड्रेस कर लो.
So exactly, you have to like come up with an answer that I mean, you could just say that you were into the organizing stuff, or if you haven't played, what was the reason? You could just create some other link. For example, you were into so and so, you've already played chess at the district level, and thus you wanted to add to your portfolio. So immediately the next question comes up like, so what other thing that you did was there that you did? So you can ultimately prepare for the other stuff that you did, and accordingly expect some questions on that topic. Ultimately, you don't have to prove yourself as a good chess player, or you just have to stick around there with the interviewer, and you have to answer the questions on whichever topic pops up. So accordingly, you should be prepared with what all things you have covered.
Great. चलो अब थोड़ा मन्नत से पूछते हैं. मन्नत, आपकी प्रोफाइल तो कुछ ज्यादा इंटरेस्टिंग थी. I really want to know, how being a part of an NGO, you can pitch. How do you pitch that in your B schools, and how it actually helps in developing your MBA candidature?
राइट सो ऐसा नहीं है कि मेरी प्रोफाइल बहुत अच्छी थी, ये मेरे को भी फीलिंग आई थी कि शायद जिंदगी में कुछ नहीं करा अभी तक कि हाउ डू आई पुट इन माय स्ट्रॉन्ग पॉइंट्स फोर्थ. तो इसके लिए आई वाज ऑफ कोर्स अ पार्ट ऑफ एन एनजीओ and many other people would have done some club works in their college or their school. So to put forth your candidature using these positions of responsibility, isme what you can do is you can always showcase whatever responsibilities you held and how well you executed your roles. So for me, like the president work, I just put in all the achievements that we've had till date, whatever we've done. So of course that was something that was out of my academic requirement for myself. So they see that okay, she's gone up and beyond whatever was asked from her. So even if you are a part of a club in your institute, you can use that to pitch your candidature and tell them that of course when I graduate from the MBA program, I am well equipped with my personality to handle the sort of roles and positions that I will be in a part of. So this is how it helps.
Right. So, one of another myth I was able to list down, Manat, was that after 2-3 years of work experience, we have no idea about our graduation because it's been such a long time. We forget about that. Vis-a-vis a fresher who's fresh out of the oven, he is supposed to know a lot about his technical aspects, right? So I want to know, a lot of people have been asking this question that, if you have a bit of work experience, let's say more than a year of work experience, will you be asked about your graduation major and, questions related to that?
So see, honestly, they are more interested in the work experience that you've had. So a lot of your interview time would be based on the work experience. But of course, there is always a chance. Even if you've had like 1 or 2 years of work experience, 1 or 2 years is still a time where you should know a bit, just a broad overview, not very in depth. They will never go in depth, even for freshers. Like for example, I had an internship in some factory. So they asked me to implement Monte Carlo simulation in that. So it is not very
Oh.
in depth, but it is a very broad overview that I had, and I was able to implement that. So even for people who have work ex, don't worry too much about it. Focus more on your work experience. They'll be more interested. But yes, just have a broad overview of the subjects that you've had in college. Because there was this one professor who did tell me that as an MBA student, we expect you to carry the knowledge that you've gained from our institute to your workplaces. So similarly, we do not expect you to forget whatever you've learned in your bachelor's degree after just 1 or 2 years. So you should have a broad overview.
Right. In fact, अगर सोच के देखें तो वो पहली बार हमसे मिल रहा है. The interviewer is seeing us for the very first time, and I am an electrical engineer, and I know that I know very, very less about whatever I have studied in this 4 years, right? But then I cannot just be so frank about it, right? Ki, sorry, sir, I have no idea about my electrical engineering. That gives such a bad impression. So at the same time, that being said, most of the time the ball is in our court. We have, every chance, like Sahil said in the beginning, when you introduce yourself, I'm not going to talk a lot about electrical engineering because I don't want it to backfire, right? So that is the whole purpose of this session, of, the whole GDPI course that we are, launching and everything. You should know what you want to talk about, and you should be very comfortable with it. इधर उधर कुछ आता है तो we have strategies of how to take it back on track, right? So before we
Just
dig
one thing,
deep,
one thing I'd like to add, just prepare 1 or 2 subjects very well. They might ask you what is your favorite subject, and just 1 or 2 subjects, if you have a good idea about it, when they asked me in the I am Cozy Code interview, what is your favorite subject? And then I told them, and then they asked me questions based on that. So just 1 or 2 subjects, just prepare them well. That should be sufficient.
ये एक अच्छा emergency के लिए you should know at least 1 or 2 subjects. That is a very good tip because कुछ तो पता होना चाहिए. You cannot just say that you have no idea. That means you might have no idea even after 2 years of MBA. So that is a good tip, right? Okay. So एक काम करते हैं, let's go back to all the questions in the chat box, and the three of you जिनको भी जो भी तुम्हें लगता है you want to talk about, we can quickly address them. And I really want to save time so that I can talk about your experience of whole 1 year has been there. So I want to talk about that also. So let's start with the very beginning, and we can skip the questions we think we have addressed, right? Okay. So I'll pick the questions. You don't have to worry. You just answer. So the first question is from Jitesh, who is saying that 5 years of work X, is it a downside? Okay. So Jitesh, before I ask one of them, 5 years of work X, first of all, nothing is a downside. But there is this marking scheme, especially in the IIMs. If you have 2 years of work experience, I think that is counted as the best, and more than 2 years and less than 2 years is definitely scored lesser, right? So that depends on the B school, but in general nothing is a downside. So who can take that? I think Sahil should take that. 5 years of work experience, ACADS उसके बाद भी relevant है या नहीं?
Yeah, actually, if you are having a 5 years of work ex, then definitely your interview will be more focused on that work experience, not on the ACADS in your undergrad college, because that is the most recent one that you are that you have gone through. For example, in my I have a gap of 6 years, so most of my interviews, 99% of my interviews were going for the those 5 to 6 years of my life, because that was the most recent part that have changed my personality, my mindset. And I was never asked about my ACADS in my interview. That question never happened to me, because that's a long time ago. So you will be asked about your work experience. Plus, if you are worried about whether 5 years of work ex will be a positive or negative, then for shortlisting, they have a criteria in which they give points for the work experience. And at the end, if you are getting a shortlist, so that question should go out from your mind, because they have considered your 5 years of work experience and they have still called you. So they want to know more about you. So yeah, in this way, you can handle those 5 years of work experience.
Perfect. ठीक है, I hope this helps. Mannat has also nicely given one of her friends example. Thank you, Mannat. और इसके सिवा अब ऊपर चलते हैं. Okay. So next question is I want to know my chances of receiving calls based on my profile. ठीक है, profiles के we can take later. Should we prepare a resume when we are going to an interview? So I personally do not collect any such example in B school interviews. I don't think I was asked to bring a resume. So any three of you, what is your take? Do we need a resume? I don't think so.
I think they have that the questions put in the form itself. So you have to just fill the form nicely, because they go through your form. So your resume is the form that you fill for every individual B school, and you should be well versed with each and everything that you have put in the form. So that is the ultimate resume that you have to make and you have to stand by. Yeah, that's it.
Right. And if there's some special B school who is asking for a resume, then you can take that. But I don't think it will be the center of the interview process. So don't worry about that. Okay, so a very nice question. How is B school interview different from a job interview? Maybe Mannat, you can take that. How are the two different in terms of in the broad spectrum of interviews? How are they different?
So honestly, I feel that when you're giving an MBA interview, it's sort of a job interview. Why? Because they're asking you about whatever you've done in your life till date, your achievements so far, and how well fit you are for the institute. So ultimately, you are pitching your candidature for the institute, and in case of a job interview, you're pitching yourself for the job. So it's the same thing. There's nothing different as what I feel. So preparation should be according to that, and yeah, I feel it's the same.
Because it is correct actually. In a job interview, what you're doing is you're convincing them that you can accomplish a task that the company wants to be accomplished, right? In the B school interview also, you are pitching yourself that you should be a part of the 250 or 150 odd batch, and you can survive, thrive, and actually make the institute proud in your 2-year tenure. So let's not make it complex, and let's just say yes, it is same. Great. So there's no as such special preparation that you need to do for a job interview. Prepare for the B school interview. Your job interview will take care of it, itself. So great. Next, बहुत सारे questions हैं, मेरे को बार बार देखना पड़ रहा है, ठीक है? अच्छे questions उठा लेता हूँ सारे. So next question is okay. Should I mention? Okay, how to prepare is बहुत ज़्यादा हो जाएगा. How to justify resigning from job for preparation of CAT. So I think every second guy has give job resignation and then thought of preparing for CAT, right? Because in my case, I wanted to quit my job, and that's how I went to MBA process. So yeah, how do you justify, because a lot of students are very okay with preparing with the job, and they leave it one day before they enter the campus. So how do you justify leaving job for
Yeah,
preparation?
Flash, I can take that.
Please.
Yeah, in case of if you are resigning from a job before and you want to justify that answer, so you have to give some positive answers for that. Don't say that I didn't like my work profile, and I wasn't satisfied with my senior or junior or anything else like that, because that gives a very bad impression again. So for this answer, you have to find some positive answer for this, like you want to improve your skills, and you want to go further in your career. So these kind of answers, the positive answers, that will definitely help in solving these answers and justifying these answers. Don't go for negative answer for any question while in the interview, because because the interviewer will think that after going for 2 years in the MBA college also, you won't be taking the college seriously,
Seriously.
and the knowledge that will be imparted to you by the college, that will be totally waste, because the college is investing a lot in you, the whole country is investing a lot in you. So that just go for positive answers, and that you have to find yourself. So that is actually particular to every person, that is unique to every person, and that can't be solved in there can't be any general answer for all of the students. So, yeah.
बिल्कुल सही है. In fact, if I've been asked that why do you want to do an MBA, I cannot just say I hate my job, right? So that is very very correct, Sahil. So what I say is that I'm not someone who can take CAT lightly. So I had to leave my job and be very dedicated in my preparation, and it showed in my percentile. Had I been a 60 percentiler, then I would not have said that, right? So it all depends. Very well said. It all depends on yourself. It depends on your journey. So have a very smart answer already prepared. Very nice. Okay, so Dharm has a very nice question. यार दोनों साइड पता है जीडी के अंदर, वी सपोर्ट बोथ एंड वी कैन टॉक अबाउट प्रोज एंड कॉन्स. तो शुड वी सपोर्ट ओनली वन साइड और बोथ? तेजस, आप बताओ इसके बारे में कुछ.
Okay, so like I mean, I was the one who usually had such points for both the sides. So you can take any you can either go for any one side and then support it with full facts and everything, or you could so there are different roles. You could be the one who presents facts for both, and then ultimately I would suggest that at least you just take one side. At the end, it should be clear from your end which side you have taken. If you have facts for both, there should be a ratio. So like 90-10 can be 90-10, or 80-20 could be still sufficient. I mean, don't make it a 50-50, else someone might just put you in an awkward situation, which side you are onto and whose points are you presenting. So if that is the case, that would just go on to show that yes, you have the knowledge, you know what points your opposition can put in front of you, but then you have to be heavily I think you have to be heavily biased towards one side, so that your case is well known to everyone, including the moderators.
Yeah, and I'd like to add that it is very important to have an opinion on a topic. As a manager, they do expect you to have an opinion. So don't go for both sides. Although if you show both sides of the coin, it shows that you have the ability to see the other side as well before forming an opinion. So like Tejas,
Right.
I agree.
Correct. Very nicely said. Um, okay. So Ravi को तो मैं directly answer कर देता हूँ. Ravi, if you have 30 months of work experience in an analytics role, please focus on your work experience rather than your graduation subjects and GK, right? Because that is more important. Okay. So Mannat ma'am के लिए एक direct question है. IMC की कॉल पॉसिबल है क्या मैम? 99.59 परसेंटाइल है लक्ष्य की. जो प्रोफाइल है उसमें है 998. आई थिंक दैट मींस 10th और 12th के अंदर 9 CGPA है ना, अब CGPA आता है, एंड 8 अपने ग्रेजुएशन में. दैट इज आल्सो ग्रेट. एंड ही इज अ जनरल इंजीनियर मेल, दैट टू अ फ्रेशर. तो अब बता दो मैम.
So right, Calcutta में जो selection criteria है, that is 80, 80 and 60. So 80 plus is full points, 80 plus in 12th is full points, and 60 plus. So you're sorted there. Other than that, they ask for work experience. I did not have any work experience, and a few other pointers, which is fine. So 99.51 is an excellent percentile. But there is one thing that I'd like to say to all the candidates, and which both of these people sitting here always pressurized me to say, feel like, and just I used to get very pressurized whenever any shortlist used to come. So in the end, just wait. Don't start thinking कि आएगी नहीं आएगी, क्या होगा क्या नहीं होगा. At least एक बारी just relax, wait for the shortlists. एक बार shortlist आती है and then you know कि अच्छा ठीक है, अब ये मेरे chances हैं, इसमें से मेरा बेस्ट वाला कॉल ये है, and I have to convert this. क्योंकि उससे पहले whatever plus minus you are doing, it is a very chance based sort of a selection process. हो सकता है 99.51 just आपका last हो when you're getting the shortlist, and the immediate person next to you does not get the shortlist. There's a high possibility. So there's no use in doing all of this. However, there is a strong chance for you, Lakshya, and I wish you all the best. Thank you.
थैंक यू मन्नत. बहुत ही इंपॉर्टेंट पॉइंट है ये. सॉरी साहिल, एक बार बिफोर आई हैव टू एम्फसाइज ऑन दिस, प्लीज इतना अटैच मत हो किसी कॉलेज के लिए, किसी कॉल के लिए. इट इज नॉट गोइंग टू बी द एंड ऑफ द वर्ल्ड. कॉल नहीं भी आता, बट हाँ बहुत अच्छा अगर आपके स्कोर्स हैं, स्टे पॉजिटिव, थिंक पॉजिटिव. मे बी आपका नाम आ जाए, नहीं आया तो मूव ऑन, कोई बात नहीं. ठीक है. हाँ Sahil, please share some.
Palash, I would like to add something. Like my percentile was 99.88, and I have targeted top 20 colleges of India, because I know my background, that I had a gap year of 6 years. So there will be chances that I won't get calls, at least shortlist call from the old IIMs. And actually I got only one call from IIM Calcutta out of all the old IIMs, and in that, because of that was my only IIM call, so I got a bit nervous during my interview, and because of that nervousness only I wasn't able to crack that interview, because because it's you can say, whenever someone is preparing for CAT, it's the first thing that comes into mind is IIM, and the old IIMs is the first thing. So don't be nervous in the interview, because at that time, when I was taking my IIM Calcutta interview, I didn't get a call from FMS also, because they didn't release the shortlist. So I didn't know what other college will I be getting in. So whatever call you have, first of all, before the shortlist, don't worry about it. Your task was just to take the CAT, and you have got your percentile according to your hard work. Now prepare for the interview. Whatever be the best option for you, prepare for it. And because even if you are getting a shortlist, you are not sure that you will be getting a final call or not for the admission. So don't worry about these long-term questions, like, because that will only create nervousness in your mind, and you won't be able to perform 100% in the interview. So that's what I want to say regarding the shortlist.
बिल्कुल सही है. I hope this really instills this thing in all of our listeners, that please, if at this percentile what they have achieved, I don't think there's anything further than that. If you can relate, there might be some news that is so shocking and you are like unexpected, but then that's life, so be okay with it. Okay, so Navdeep is saying that he's from hospitality background, 2+ years of experience at Marriott. How much focus should be on hospitalities? Because hospitality is something which will come very often because most of the candidates are, not from hospitality industry. So I think a lot of questions will be related to that. MBA after HM, so after hotel management, ये आप लोग ले लो that how should Navdeep pitch this, why he wants to do an MBA after hotel management. So any one of you can take that.
So I mean, not just coming to hotel management, like for any profession that you belong, you have to just link some story. So I had a friend who had done hotel management and then was sitting for the MBA interviews. So he had this thing put up, like he had done some internships in some of the top hotel chains across the country. So he would always, put this in a way that he felt that there was something missing that would just put him to his next, I mean, boss or superior, and that thing was an MBA degree. So he would often put it this way that he found sometimes that he lacked certain skills, certain communication skills, certain managerial skills, how he had to get some people to work together as a team to present the best experience to the guests, etc. And that he believed that an MBA would be able to provide him. So something of that sort, some story, some connecting story, something from your internship, maybe something from the job experience that you have at Marriott. You will have to cook up some story of this sort that would go well along. I mean, you can expect some questions from the interviewer on the same, but you have to be like well planned with everything. You have to be well planned, and you have to answer all the questions that might just follow up.
Right. So with that, बहुत सारे questions हैं, and Mannat is being so kind. She has shared her email ID also. If they want to take it further, that is great. So let me tell you, इनको बहुत convince किया मैंने students को that they take out time, because MBA is not something जिसमें से आप आराम से time निकाल लो. Everyone is very busy. So I'm really helpful. I'm really thankful to all three of them that they've taken out time and they're sharing their experience. So I want to save some time because I want to get an insight, because a lot of people are asking, है ना? तो थोड़ा बहुत आप बताना अपने first year का. Okay. Before I go on that, let me tell you that percentile ये सारे तो toppers हैं, ठीक है? But केवल कहानी toppers की नहीं है. If you have a decent percentile, then that opens a lot of good doors. If you have an excellent percentile like these three, then of course there are better doors opened. But the main thing is CAT ki preparation is a different game. You have done that. Now it is time to prepare for group discussions, to prepare for interviews, and to overall know oneself, right? And most of your questions are also, they have this certain style of questions that are basic HR questions कि कैसे हम अपने profile को आगे pitch करें. So a lot depends on your own whatever you have done so far and how to articulate it and present it well. Most of the questions were on GK. तो मैं थोड़ा बहुत ये बता देता हूँ that Hit Bullseye is has been preparing students since last 20 years and things change every year. So this time what we are doing is सब कुछ को एकदम छोटा कर दिया है. 5 कॉन्सेप्ट वीडियोस, 5 कंटेंट के वीडियोस. ठीक है? कंटेंट में क्या आ गया? सारा जीके का. बेसिकली जो अब हमें लगता है कि इंपॉर्टेंट है, पता होना ही होना चाहिए. 5 चीजें हैं जो कि जीडी, इंटरव्यूज, इंट्रोडक्शन, एचआर क्वेश्चंस, हर चीज जो कि आई थिंक एक बेसिक चीज पता होनी चाहिए, हाउ टू प्रेजेंट. इस तरह से 10 कोर्सेज का एक पैक बना दिया है. सब आप लोग सब बहुत बिजी हो, तो इसीलिए यू कैन कम अगेन एंड अगेन एंड वॉच इट अगेन. ठीक है? उसका जो लिंक का डिस्क्रिप्शन है वो मैं एक बार कमेंट्स में डाल दूंगा. यू कैन चेक आउट फॉर योरसेल्फ. एंड बिफोर वी ऑल लीव, ये सारे क्वेश्चंस तो हम लोग ले ही लेंगे. पर्सनली वी विल टेक देम. ठीक है? आई वांट यू थ्री टू शेयर दैट हाउ हैज इट बीन. इट्स बीन अ ईयर. ठीक है? थोड़ा बहुत ऐसे बताओ, थोड़ा मोटिवेट करो दैट स्टूडेंट्स प्रिपेयर वेरी वेल एंड दे फाइट to get to the best place that they deserve, right? तो थोड़ा सा अपना experience share कर दो आप तीनों.
Okay, I'll go first. So basically, when the term 1 came, and MBA is very notorious for term 1 being very hectic, That is all true. It was so hectic. I felt that cat prep was nothing compared to the term one, whatever we were facing. It was so busy. You have no time for sleeping, eating, or everything. But once you get to the other end, it's amazing. MBA experience is amazing in so many terms. First, you get to meet a lot of people from diverse backgrounds. You get to learn so much from them. You make great friends. And of course, the curriculum, you are learning from one of the best people out there in India who have had backgrounds which are very strong. Like I had one professor who had worked with John Nash. So it was so amazing learning from these people directly. And these professors are so approachable, so humble. And also the summer placement experience, that entire process, it gives you a picture of how the corporate world works, how demanding it is. So yes, it is a beautiful experience. You all will have a lot of fun. For us, it was online for term one. So it was all through Zoom and through laptop, but finally we'll get to be on our campuses in a month or so. So it is enjoyable. For you guys, it will be completely offline. So you all have, great advantage over us in that term. So, but yeah, it's enjoyable.
Yeah, as Mannat has already summed up it in a very good way. Like, yeah, it's hectic. For the first 2-3 months, it's crazy hectic for in the MBA term. And as my term in my college has started before Mannat, and there was a time like she was totally free, and I was working very like I didn't get the time to sleep and all, and because her term wasn't started, so I had given her the view that this is going to happen to you in the next month, and that literally happened to every college MBA student. It happened to Tejas also. It happened to me, Mannat, everybody. So first 3 months are totally hectic, but yeah, once those 3 months of summer placements happen, and then the life goes according to you. If you want to work hard, you can. If you want to chill in your life during the next 1.5 years, it's up to you. Nobody is going to force you. And yeah, like if you are thinking that nowadays the schedule is very hectic and you don't get time for yourself or the friends, believe me, your journey has just started, and it will go on for the rest of your life if you are going to be an MBA graduate also. Plus, this is the time, like for GDPI, this is the best time to make friends, because before CAT I was preparing, I was literally involved in CAT preparation, but after during the GDPI I got to know Mannat and Tejas because of Bullseye, and we were like preparing together for the whole session, for the whole season of interviews and GDs. And you can I can say that even today we used to call every month and have whenever we get time, so we can chill. Even in the last, I have celebrated Christmas with these people. I went to Chandigarh especially and celebrate. So this is the time to make friends, and you can prepare, and your preparation is very good. You can prepare easily also while you are preparing in a group. Even though it's a online platform, yeah, you can still go for it, and it will definitely help you in your preparation.
Yeah, so I think Mannat and Sahil have nicely summed up the entire experience. Yeah, I would just like to say, I mean, the starting 2 to 3 months will be really hectic, but trust me, I mean, the process is worth it. You will literally want to go back. You will literally want to sit through the entire process. You literally want to, get to know, get to meet new people, like-minded brains, where you have a deadline in next 3 hours. Then you have to submit 2 tasks by the end of the day, and all you have to do is like sit in front for us it is like sit in front of the laptop, talk with friends, and then get the work done. I mean, you will after the first term, you will be very free, you will be chill. You can build your resume, you can work on multiple projects, or you could be completely chill, you could just Netflix or something else. But I mean, trust me, the process is worth it, and you will enjoy this phase too. Yeah.
So that is great. I think सबसे ज़्यादा ज़रूरी यही चीज़ होती है that being on the other side, you can taking out time and helping all these students, because most of them, they're filled with anxiety, filled with fear of missing out, that ये भी कर लूँ वो भी कर लूँ, and how to make the best use of this time. So I hope this session has helped them to build a little bit of confidence about that. And I hope that you all will also come under the family of It Bullseye, and we will be preparing for GDPI together. And just like Sahil, Manat, and Tejas have found friends in this journey, you will also find a lot of brilliant people that you go along your way, and you might even get in the same college. So with that being said, thank you so much, all three of you, and for taking out time. And I would love to get you again for some another interesting session. Maybe we'll think about that. So thank you so much. And thank you for all the people who have stayed with us. A lot of people are talking about, they enjoyed the session. Thank you so much, Navdeep and Lakshay. Thank you so much. Vasant.
Palash,
So it's
can I
great.
add one
We
last
will,
thing?
please, Sahil, kar do.
Yeah, friends, like I can say that after going through this whole procedure of interview, I can definitely say 80% is in your 80 to 90% of the interview and GD is in your hand, and only 10 to 20% is luck, and that luck can change the whole interview, and you don't have any control on that part of. But still, 80 to 90% it is in your hand, and you just have to work out for further 2 or 3 months. That's all, and you don't have to go anywhere else also, because it will be online platform only, so you are sitting in your home. It's the comfortable friendly environment. So 80 to 90%, just remember 80 to 90% of the interview and GD is in your hand. So yeah, that's I conclude.
Any last words, all three of you? कुछ भी और कुछ motivational कुछ बोलना है?
I just want to say that, I mean, just enjoy the process. I mean, we had been through the same thing in Jan and February, like we had been rushing to one place and another for mock GDs, for mock PIs, and then we had to give the actual interviews. So, yeah, I mean, you'll just miss this process. So after giving my last interview, that was in March, I was free throughout. I had like 2 to 3 months, and I guess it was more so because of the COVID thing. You will get free time, you will get to meet your friends, you will get to enjoy the phase. It's just that right now, just get going, start working hard, and you have very little time. I mean, I guess the interviews will start from Feb itself. Like my first interview was around 10th Feb. So yeah, get going and all the best. You can do it.
Thank you,
And
Tejas.
and from my side, I'd like to say that there will be times when you'll have terrible interview experiences. Don't let that affect the interviews that are in the future, because this happened for me in the IIM Calcutta interview. It was so terrible. It was so terrible. I was absolutely sure I was not going to make it. And in fact, Tejas and Sahil can vouch for this. I was literally crying. I was like, ye nahi hona, ye gaya interview. And I made it through the first list itself. I mean, I was direct converted. So don't let your bad interview experiences, which you feel were bad, ruin the other interviews that are in line. So just, believe in yourself, believe in your preparation. You can make it through. All the best.
Yeah,
Thank you,
Palash,
Naveen,
there is a question by Anshul, like how GDs will be online. So there are
Yeah.
two kinds of GDs that happened for us during our summer placements. So the first one is like this one, like all students will be doing the GD in an online platform, and there will be no moderation. And for that, you should have a very strong internet connection, especially a broadband one, because if you are not
Correct.
able to speak in the in the GD, then you have lost your chance. And the second one is in which it's a moderated GD, in which the moderator will be giving every candidate 1 minute. For example, in the initial part of the GD, a 1 minute will be given. You will be given the topic, and 1 minute will be given, and you have to speak on the topic for 1 minute for in a sequential way. And then there will be a 1 or 2 or 5 minute GD, or a collective GD. So these are the two ways in which GDs happened in our summer placement, and that might be the case in your interviews, GDs also.
Right. ठीक है. मैं पर्सनली एक बार थैंक यू बोलना चाहूंगा रवि को. थैंक यू सो मच, Ravi, for saying that. I love that you loved the session. Thank you, Anupam. It was much needed, he's saying. So thank you so much, Anupam, for saying that. थैंक यू निमी, राजन, थैंक यू अगेन अंशुल, बहुत बढ़िया है। चलो ग्रेट। सो जिन लोगों के क्वेश्चंस बच गए हैं यार, बहुत मुश्किल है देखो सारे क्वेश्चंस ले पाना। जिन लोगों के थोड़े बहुत क्वेश्चंस बच गए हैं, मैंने एक नंबर वहां पे लिख दिया है, ठीक है। और जैसे मन्नत हैज प्रोवाइडेड हर ईमेल आईडी। इफ यू आर कंफर्टेबल, साहिल एंड तेजस, आप भी अपना ईमेल आईडी लिख दो। एंड इफ यू फाइंड समथिंग व्हिच यू थिंक यू कैन आंसर, तो यू कैन रिवर्ट बैक टू देम, ठीक है। of course whatever time you want to take for that, that will be, you know, केवल डायरेक्ट स्पेसिफिक क्वेश्चंस पूछें आप लोग इस इन ईमेल आईडीज पे। So I enjoyed this session as well because most of the time, you know, I don't get such young people to interact with, so that is great. Thank you, Tejas. Okay, so with that, I wish you a very happy Sunday, because Sunday pe aana is like, again, for all my students, for all the 3 speakers, thank you for making it happen on a Sunday. So साहिल ने भी अपना ईमेल आईडी दे दिया, आप नोट कर सकते हो, तेजस ने भी और मन्नत मैम ने भी। प्लीज केवल रेलेवेंट क्वेश्चंस पूछें, ठीक है, तभी आपको जवाब मिल पाएगा। और जिन लोगों के बच गए हैं, मैंने नंबर एक डाल दिया है, उस पर आप पर्सनली अपनी काउंसलिंग ले सकते हैं। The purpose was to tell you about the importance of GDPI। कोर्स के बारे में भी मैं बता चुका हूँ, शायद केवल 2000 के अंदर we have rolled out this whole session। करो अटेंड, ठीक है। It is an investment that you're doing on yourself। और पोल भी मैंने ऑफ कर दिया है। A lot of people have polled and told me that they were very impressed with the session, so that shows that you 3 did an excellent job। So enjoy the evening and thank you so much for connecting।